Mukbar, Korean ramen and soul food restaurant runs by the inspiring woman chef, Esther Choi. She's gratefully cherished her grandmother's Korean home cooking, and now she's creating new tasty memories for others and spreading love and flavors of Korea.
My name is Esther Choi. I'm the chef and owner of Mukbar in New York City. So Mukbar is a Korean eatery. We specialize in Korean style ramen, traditional craft Japanese ramen style, but we infuse it with Korean flavors. Everything is freshly made. The broths are cooked for over 12 hours. The noodles are freshly made every day. The toppings are, really special. We make everything in-house. Kimchi, all the pork, chicken, whatever. The dishes, we make everything in-house, so it's actually very, very, very fresh. So the whole idea was born because I wanted to introduce Korean food in a way where, someone that's not familiar with Korean food could be more comfortable eating Korean food. And the way that I chose was to do ramen, which noodles was sort of like the vehicle to introduce Korean food to people. So that's how my first restaurant started. I opened up my second location, which is here in Brooklyn, about 3 months ago. In Brooklyn, our menu is a little bit different. We try to introduce a little bit more traditional style Korean food with our concept chipbap, which means home cooking. My love of Korean food comes from obviously traditional style Korean food. Whenever I eat Korean food, it's always like the stuff that my grandma used to make me. You choose your protein, it comes with seasonal banchan, side dishes, soup and rice. It's my favorite way of eating. I'm opening my third restaurant next month actually, and that's gonna be in the Lower East Side. And that's actually not a mukbar, it's a concept called Miss You, after my grandma's last name. And that's actually gonna be more like Korean style bar food, and we're gonna focus heavily on drinks. My family is the reason why I do what I do. I was brought up here in the States, born and raised in New Jersey actually, and my grandma and grandpa came from Korea to help raise us while my parents were, they were small business owners. They, really struggled to, keep our family here. And my grandma and grandpa was the ones who raised us. And for them, it's obviously, they don't really know how to cook anything else but Korean food. And growing up in a neighborhood with no Koreans at all, that's what I grew up eating. Kimchi, kalbi, or whatever, traditional thing my grandma made. And we didn't have any supermarkets or anything like that, so everything my grandma made was from scratch. And she had her own garden, she made all of her doenjang, gochujang, all of that stuff from scratch. And that's like how I grew up eating. And, for me, Korean food is about that. It's about love, family. It's about what my grandma sort of showed me, not how to cook things per se, but it's really how to put love into food and show love through food. And that's sort of what I, really learned from her and what I'm trying to do here. Definitely want everyone to come try Korean food. Here at Mukbar, we do everything with a lot of love. Everything is made homemade from scratch. We make 10 different types of kimchi, which I'm very, very proud of. And I just need everyone to try it because this is the real thing. It's the real deal.